Good morning, guys. I wanted to just go over what's going to be on quiz 2, and I'll post the study guide as well for you guys to look over, just some questions that you may want to ask yourself as you're kind of studying for the quiz. And I suggest that you do look over some things before you sit down to take it. You'll have an hour to take a 30-question quiz, and so that's plenty of time, but some of the questions you're going to have to think about a little bit. You're not going to just find the answers in the book, so you need to know what you're looking for. So first of all, just about the introduction to nursing research. What's the primary purpose of nursing research conducted by PhD nurses? So why are we conducting research? You need to ask yourself that. What's going to be your role as a BSN in relation to nursing research? And then why is it important for you to study it? Why does it matter? Then you need to go back and review each type of research design. So remember, we have 4 quantitative that are experimental, non-experimental, correlational, and descriptive. And then the 4 qualitative, which are phenomenological, ethnography, historical, and grounded theory. I forgot of myself for a second. All right, and so be sure that you can use that compare and contrast table and kind of go back and review those articles that you found, and make sure that you can read an abstract and figure out whether it's quantitative or qualitative and which type it is. So it may be a good idea to have that compare and contrast table there with you when you're taking your test, so that you can kind of look back and see what you wrote about those and maybe compare it to the type you found, because there will be questions that have an article title and abstract, and you'll have to determine the type of research. We'll also do levels of evidence. So those of you who I see face-to-face, I provided you that hard copy of your level of evidence table from your book, and that's the one I want you to use. Remember, you can Google level of evidence table and find 5 million different variations. So don't do that or your questions are going to be wrong. Use the one I provide for you. For you RN to BSN students, I'm going to post this again on your Blackboard, probably an announcement, just so you'll have it right there in front of you. You can print it off if you want. I believe it's in your documents section too, but I'll post it on an announcement just so you'll have it. And then we're going to talk about research questions and variables. So there's going to be questions about reading a description or a hypothesis of quantitative research and identifying the variables, identifying the parts of that PICO question. So what's the population? What's the intervention or the independent variable? What's the outcome or the dependent variable? Being able to pull those things out of a description. And then lastly, and probably most dauntingly, is distinguishing the difference between an independent and a dependent variable. So you'll have like a PICO question, it'll say this statement is which, the independent or the dependent variable, or which of the statements in this question is the independent variable, and you'll have to choose that. So the question is multiple choice. There is 1 or 2 maybe that are select all that apply, and I think on them it says like choose 2 answers, so it kind of helps you out a little bit there. But again, for Durant and the RN to BSN group, this will be open this morning at 8 o'clock, so it's already open. You have until Friday night at 11:59 to take it. For Ardmore, it will be open Friday, and you have until Sunday to take it. So you have to take it in one sitting. You have 1 hour. You can use any resources that you have. You take it at home, that's fine, but you cannot retake it. So make sure that you're well prepared when you sit down. You have all your stuff together that you need. Like I suggested, the compare and contrast table and the level of evidence sheet that I gave you or that you printed off, have those available in your book, and then sit down and be ready to take it. And I think you guys will all do wonderful. All right, let me know if you have any questions.